What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, let me go ahead and apologize for the small hiatus I took. I actually lost my hard drive, but today is a special day because we found it. We're here recording and we got our poker content back. We got a lot of work-related stuff back that we've been missing. We're back. Let's go ahead and dive into this video right away and let's hope for some good run. Let's go. We got a little change of scenery. Not gonna tell you where we're at yet, but if you can identify the shade, then you'll know where we're at. How about now? Can you guys guess where we're at? Check out the ceiling. We're about to buy into the kickoff, the first tournament of the WSOP this year, the $500 buy-in. You can see we made it. So it's gonna be 500 bucks. We are late regging. Started at 10 in the morning. It's about 11:05 right now, so we're good. Let's go sign up so we can jump in this tourney. We're in. Let's go. Alright, so tournament started at 10 in the morning. It is now noon. I didn't get in my seat till about 11:40. So we played for about 20 minutes. Starting stack is 25,000. Our very first hand when we sat down, we got pocket kings. We were able to make about 3K on that hand. And then the next hand we did end up playing, I was on the hijack and I had ace-5 offsuit. It folds all the way around to me. I'm trying to steal the blinds, so I raise it to 1,800. The blinds are 200, 400 with the big blind ante and 400. The flop comes ace-9 deuce. Guy in front of me, he checks. I check back. The turn comes another deuce. The guy in front of me is actually big blind. So the turn comes another deuce and he leads out for 2,000. I wait a little bit, then I call 2,000. The river comes 10 and there was 2 spades on the flop. The river comes with another spade. I don't put him on the spade draw at all. I was just trying to steal his blinds and it's very rare to be on a spade draw. He just ended up calling me. He didn't re-raise me or anything. And yeah, so the river comes a 10 of spades. He checks to me. I bet 2,000. He thinks about it for a little bit, raises 6,000, and I snap call him. We take a pot down. He doesn't show his hand, and now we're up to 36,000. Starting stack was 25,000, so we're up pretty good, about 11,000 in 20 minutes of just sitting down. And yeah, hopefully a little good run. We get some good cards. Some of our bluffs get through. Our 50-50s, all-ins, hold up. So let's go. Okay. I haven't verified. So that's pretty cool. The little Poker Go station is giving away free shirts and little swag bags. All you gotta do is answer for questions on the little iPad. So you guys see this video in time, just go to the Poker Go little thing and you get a free shirt. Just put your email, your name, and what size shirt you wear. You want to talk about being unlucky? We just get pocket kings again. I raise it. I'm on the hijack. The blinds to my left. Small blind, big blind. The antes are 3, 500 with the 500 ante. I make it 1,800 to go. Both small blind and big blind call me. The flop comes deuce, 3, 5. Checks around to me. I make it 5,000 to go. Guy in the small blind calls me. Big blind goes all in for, he's a small stack. He goes all in. So I go over the top with pocket kings and I get snap called by the small blind. So small blind has ace-4 and the guy in the big blind has 4-6, so they both flop the straight, small straights. There's pretty much nothing I could have done there. other than check back, but I'm never gonna check that flop. So we can't actually get back in this tournament because it's a freezout. So we're gonna try to see if we can get another tournament right now or play a little bit of cash before we play another one, either today or tomorrow. All right, so we're on our way to the Bellagio. We were in an unfortunate spot. Both those guys got lucky. I got unlucky. You know what happens. But we're about to play some cash. We're gonna go to 2-5, see how that goes. You guys know what the fine is for jaywalking, just running across the street? I literally just feel like running across because we have to go all the way to that bridge or way back there by the Aria, and that sucks. So yeah, I'm probably about to just run across, do something dumb, jump in the fountain for a second. It's fucking hot out here. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Bellagio in Las Vegas. This we're gonna play 2-5 no limit hold'em. Starting stack, I'm gonna start off with 500 bucks, just kind of fill out the game. First time we get on the vlog, it's gonna be a6 offsuit. We end up flopping 6-3 queen, so we flop middle pair. The turn comes to 7 of hearts. It checked all the way around on the flop, checks all the way on the turn, also checks all the way on the river. And I'm pretty sure I'm good here with my 6 of hearts, and I make one pair. We take this pot down. Okay, next hand we look down at is 9-8 of clubs. Beautiful hand. I like suited connectors. I'm on the button. So when it comes around to me, I raise to 15. I don't want to keep this game very traditional or just make it 3x every time I got a good hand. I want to mix it up. I want to liven up the game. This game is playing a little bit tighter. It's a little bit nittier. All these players are very nice. We're having some good conversations and good laughs, but it is playing a little weird, a little low. Anyways, block comes 7-3 king, checks all the way around. The turn comes an 8 of diamonds. I hit my 8. It's going to check to the guy in early position or middle position. He bets 25. I'm gonna call with my 8. Hopefully I get lucky and I hit like a 9 or another 8. Maybe another diamond comes. I'll try to bluff it, but yeah, you can't really bluff it with the king out there. I'm gonna get called down a lot of percent of the time. River comes a queen of diamonds. It goes check check. I show my 8. It's obviously not good. At this time, I'm actually just trying to get everybody's ranges, trying to see where they're at, see what type of hands they play or whatnot. Trying to see how broad people's ranges are. All right, guys, so the next hand we look down at is pocket 6s. So I'm on the hijack. When it comes to me, you know, I'm going to raise it, and I make it 15. The button folds, but when it gets to the small blind, she ends up raising me to 65. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is the type of game I like. I want to be in these spots. Gets to the guy right before me, so I think he's hijack +1. He thinks about it for a little bit before he makes the fold, and you know, I'm gonna call because I'm a donkey and I want to see a flop and I want to play some poker. I'm not gonna be folding here. I mean, if she made it bigger, obviously I fold, but I want to play poker. This is what I came for. I just busted out of this tournament. I'm on tilt. Just kidding, I'm not on tilt, but I want to play some poker and I want to liven up the game a little bit. So the flop comes 6-5-7. We smash this flop, but there is a draw out there, a straight draw. The turn comes another 5. We boat up. She checks to me. I check back one more time. Hopefully she ends up betting on the river. The river comes an 8. I know she's going to be scared of a straight or whatever. So I just go out there, make it look bluffy. I bet 100. She thinks about it for a little bit before making the fold. I just bet 100 because why not? I want somebody to call me, and obviously we got a boat. All right, next time we look down at is pocket deuces. I am under the gun, so I just call here. I'm hoping somebody raises because I want to make this pot fun. Comes around, there's 3 of us, or actually 4 of us playing. The flop comes 9-4-9. So we have 2 pair here. We're gonna go ahead and lead out. We meant to make it 15 here, but I didn't know we had a blue chip in our hand, so it's 11. Everybody ends up folding, and we take the pot down with just a pair of deuces. Next time we look down at is king queen offsuit.
We like this hand, we want to play it. So when it comes around to us on the big blind, we're just gonna go ahead and make it $35. We get a caller from the hijack and a caller from the small blind. So it's $100 in the pot going to the flop. We got king queen offsuit. We're hoping to hit something, a king or a queen, but the flop comes 7 10 9 2 clubs. It checks all the way around. The turn comes a 3 of hearts. Now we can try to bluff this here, or we can just check it again, and we do. Checks all the way around, and the river comes a king of clubs. A flush got there if anybody got it, but I doubt it. So when this guy makes it 45, all I can do really is just call. I make it 45, and we take this pot down because we have a king, and he tells us something like, oh, you got lucky on the river or whatnot. But yeah, we did get lucky, and well, maybe he shouldn't have checked. All right, so this next hand we look down at is deuce 4 offsuit. We are in the small blind. We have about 650 in our stack. It comes around and it folds all the way to us. I asked a gentleman on the big blind if he wants to chop. He says he doesn't chop and he never chops. So I was like, okay. So I raised it to 15. He ends up calling the 15. I always think that's kind of funny how somebody never chops, or they say they never chop, but then you see them chop every so often. It doesn't matter. I respect if you chop or you don't. I'm not hating on anybody. But the flop comes 6 jack 5. We flop a gutter. Checks around. The turn comes at 3 of clubs. So we actually make our straight here. There's $70 in the pot going to the river. And the river comes an ace of diamonds. I end up betting 100 out here just for funsies. This guy in the folding, he said that I got lucky on the river. He thinks, he said any other river but the ace he would have called, but don't really understand that logic, because if he had something like a jack or a queen or pocket kings or something, then he probably should have raised me on the turn or done something different. All right, so the next time we look down at is pocket queens. We got 2 black queens. We got the ladies. We're on the button. It comes around to me. I'm going to make it 45. I want to look like I'm just abusing the button. We get a caller from the late position. He calls 45. So we're looking at about $97 going to the flop. We don't want to see a king. We don't want to see an ace, but we will adjust our play as we go. Doesn't really matter. The flop comes 3 7 5 2 spades. So there is a straight draw and a flush draw. He ends up checking to me. I make it 75 and he snap folds. All right, guys, next hand we are in the hijack and we look down at ace queen offsuit. So when it gets to me, I'm either gonna raise it, or if there's already raised, I'm gonna just call. I kind of just want to play this trappy, so I end up just making the call for 25. I know I could have 3-bet easily here and repopped it. That's probably the plus EV way, whatever, to play this hand. But like I said, I want to play unorthodox, unpredictable. So I'm kind of just setting the trap. Hopefully I hit an ace or a queen, and then we'll go along from there. The flop ends up coming jack 4 5. We don't hit anything, checks around to me, and I end up checking back. Hopefully on the turn we get like an ace or a queen or something to make us continue this hand. There ends up being an 8 of hearts. So we do have a potential flush draw, but do we really want to go for it? Guy ends up betting 40. I'm not feeling it for some reason, so I just end up folding here and he takes down the pot. All right, next time we look down at, we are in early position. We look down at jack king of diamonds. So we're suited and booted. We're ready to go. This hand looks pretty in my hand. You know I'm going to raise it. So I make it 20. We get a folder to my left. Player in seat 1 ends up calling. Seat 2 folds, 3 folds, and the button, actually the small blind calls and the big blind calls. So we're looking at $72 in the pot going to the flop. Let's see some diamonds. Let's see a king or a jack or something we could bluff at. The flop comes 7-4-6, all hearts. I'm gonna go ahead and take a stab at it here just for funsies. I make it 55 and it folds around to me. So we take this pot down. These guys probably had nothing or also had two over cards as well. They were hoping maybe like a ace king, ace queen, but we take it down. We're happy with it. They end up folding and we move on to the next hand. All right, next hand we look down at 7-8 of spades. We are under the gun, but we straddle, so it's 10 to go. Gets around a player in late position. He makes it 30 to go. Small blind folds, big blind folds. I'm gonna call. I love this hand. It just looks pretty. It's suited, connected. We have a lot of boards here that we can hit. We have about 690 in our stack. So we'll play as so. The flop comes 3-9-5. We just have a gutter here, so we're going to proceed with caution. The turn comes at 8 of hearts, so we pair up. We might be good here. He might have something like 2 overs. So we're going to go ahead and bet out 30, see where we're at. He ends up telling me, you straddled, so you can have any of that. So I'm pretty sure my 8 was good here. He probably had just 2 overs, like I mentioned before. So we take this pot down and we move on to the next hand. All right, so next hand we are in the big blind. I know it looks like I'm playing every hand, but I kind of am at this point. I'm kind of not on a heater, but I am getting some nice cards. So when it gets to me, I'm gonna call the 10 bucks. The guy on my left straddled. So I make it 10 and he makes it 35. We end up making the call for 35. We want to see a flop. I like my hand. I know we're out of position, but I don't care about that at the moment. I'm playing the player, not so much my cards. The flop comes queen, 6, jack, all diamonds. I end up checking. He bets out 50 bucks. He throws out a $100 chip and says 50. I know I hit the jack, but he could have like an ace of diamonds, a queen of or a king of diamonds, or any diamond really. So I think about it for a little bit before making the fold, and he takes down the pot. We move on to the next hand. All right, next hand we are in the button, and we look down at king, 6 of spades. Now I'm playing super loose. I mean, it's only $5 to go. So I'm going to go ahead and raise it to 15 for funsies. No strategy behind this, only that I am in position. I have the button. So we're looking at $47 going to the flop. And the flop comes 6, jack, queen. So we do hit bottom pair. Checks around to me. I'm going to go ahead and bet out here, see where we're at. Maybe these guys fold. Maybe they'll call me. And if they do, then we can potentially hit a king or another 6 on the turn. I get snap called by the hijack. The turn comes at 10 of clubs. I'm going to continue the bluff here. So when he bets out 30 here, I'm going to raise him to 75. Like I said, I'm playing the player. He's playing a little bit tighter, but he's also just snap calling me. He's playing like this aggro type of way. Like, I'm not folding to you. I don't care. Maybe he thinks I'm like the table bully or something. So when the river comes, a jack of spades. He checks one more time to me, or actually he checks to me. He let out on the turn, but he checks to me and I bet out 125 after I ask him how many chips he had behind. I didn't see he had like a stack of blacks. So I make it 125 to go, and he thinks about it for a little bit before he ends up making the fold. So we get this bluff through. Not sure what he had. He probably had a queen or something along those lines, but he did not want to fold. He was snap calling me on the flop, turn, river, whatever. I mean, other than the river. And we take this pot down, so we move on to the next hand. All right, next hand we look down at, we are in early position. We're about under the gun +2. We look down at 7-8 of clubs. Beautiful hand. I like that we're suited and booted, ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and raise here 20 bucks. I want some callers, obviously. I want to play poker. That's why I'm raising such a mediocre hand from early position. We're hoping to hit this flop. It's about $47 in the pot already going to the flop. And it is deuce, 9, jack. All we have is a gutter here. We check. Guy on my left bets 20. I call 20. The turn comes at 9. Now it's $87 going to the turn. It goes check, check. And the river comes a 5 of diamonds. So I brick, I don't hit anything. I end up checking it. He checks back. I know my 8 high is no good. I say 8 high, he shows me ace high.
All right, so we just got out the poker room. We were playing 2-5. Not gonna lie, it was a little slow. We bought in for 500 and cashed out like 7-something, 706, I think. The game was not what I wanted it to be, but it's all right. All the people at the table were pretty cool, nice, but it was like very robotic. Everybody's folding to like 3 bets and stuff like that. I decided to open up the game a little bit. I started straddling, started going for bluffs. I just wanted to like loosen up everybody. You know, they're playing very tight. The min-max here is 200 to 500. Kind of crazy because the 1-3 game that I play is 100 to 1,000. It actually used to be 100 to 5,000, which is wild for a 1-3 game. It used to be, well, it gets pretty crazy in the winter on the weekends. Anyways, we're about to go check in our hotel and then probably hit up the Whim and go play some live poker. See if we can get into like a little tournament anywhere. We'll look up like the schedules and stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go check in and then I'll report with you guys in a little bit.